Percival, ByuN, Bunny. 2021 GSL Season 2, Code S. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2021 GSL Season
2. Welcome back to GSL. We have ByuN versus Bunny up next, and Terran versus Terran in a very Terran-heavy group. Rogue has defeated young Percival 2-1. A very exciting series, though. One that I think, look, it's always great to see some good games out of Rogue. Anybody who's a fan of Zerg or even StarCraft 2 can enjoy that. But to see Percival hold his own and make the games that interesting shows a lot of promise for StarCraft 2 in the future. Now we have ByuN versus Bunny, and I think you were saying earlier that you felt like ByuN is considerably better than Bunny. I don't know where to really place these two.
Well, Bunny was saying in the group selection that he thinks that ByuN doesn't play TVT well, but
yeah, but I don't put a lot of weight on stuff like comments like that in the group selection. Like,
oh, are you kidding me? I write those things down, man. I'm gonna get them all tattooed on my lower back. Players shit talking each other, man. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, no, I don't know. Bunny has been doing much better. He had such a long time as being a round of 32 guy, and now he's starting to hit like round of 8s, and that's a huge improvement. And honestly, you can see it in his play as well. He had like a season and a half there where he was kind of like every build he did hit perfectly and like caught his opponents off guard. Yeah. So it was hard to say, but even when that wore off, because that can't last forever unless you're a map hacker, and we don't have map hacks in the studio. So like even after that, he's done a good job. I think Bunny is a very solid, good, strong Terran now, but ByuN, as long as his wrists don't screw him over.
That was the next thing I was going to say, is we need to watch. I mean, best of 3 is not that long, but TVT can be a long matchup, and we got to see ByuN is continuing to have habitual medical problems with his the tendons in his wrists and hands. We'll talk more about that after our game starts, and our game's starting right now. This is ByuN versus Bunny.
Shopify Rebellion, ByuN. Team NV, Bunny.
The Bunster versus the ByuNster.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if ByuN, like if his wrists don't act up, the thing is that's like kind of the gating mechanism for ByuN. Because otherwise I think he'd be like top 8, top 4 always. Because I think he's actually of the level that if nothing happens to him pain-wise, he can win GSL. Like I think his level's really good right now.
Yeah, let's talk about this too for a second, guys. Everybody should be doing stretches in their arms and wrists and hands.
Is that medical advice, Tasteless, that you're giving?
Yeah, let me make this clear. I am a doctor.
Yes. Now, do you have any investment advice for us as well?
I want you guys to stretch your wrists and understand that 5G causes COVID, okay? I am a doctor. No, look, you know, if you play games, if you're at a computer, do stretches. I mean, you can look up online, see what stretches feel good for you, but a lot of people end up with and I had this for years too. I mean, I know, but like a lot of people end up with problems in their hands and wrists. And the weird thing is, stretching feels good. I feel like when you're a lot younger, you're not in tune with your body as much to appreciate how good a stretch feels and what it does for you. But just do it every day. And the problem is that people who do stretching for a while, they don't feel like it does anything oftentimes, and they don't realize if they stop stretching, then they're going to get the injury, right? But you got ByuN, who, you know, he plays, especially when ByuN was, I think, streaming a lot. He would stream like 12 hours and like just grind ladder games all day, every day. And his, you know, he's got, I don't know if it's tendonitis or what it is, but he has issues in his hands and wrists. And I mean, hopefully he can recover from that over time. But the problem
wasn't he actually saying that a doctor was telling him that like it's a mental problem.
Oh, I'm not sure if I heard that, but that can also happen.
Yeah.
There's actually a book on that, like for fixing back pain, that like sometimes this can be much more of a mental issue.
Oh yeah,
I read that book actually.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's not a long read.
Is that true? Because I've seen that on like.
Oh, what?
That was cute.
They hop over. Look at that. Well, let's talk about that in a second. These Reapers are doing more damage. I kind of set this conversation up so that we could drone on, but then these Reapers got in. And the Hellions still doing damage over here.
Yeah,
all right, it looks like this is going to slow down. You know, I don't know. I mean, some people can get or think they're sick all the time, and really, you know, they're like not in tune with how their bodies actually feel. Like this is a normal feeling versus this is you actually having a certain medical condition, or like you think you really have a bad headache when actually it's like, well, your head might just feel weird for a minute or two, and this is going to go away if you don't pay attention to it. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, with ByuN, I believe simply because he's played so much, there has to be some pain and inflammation.
The APM he has, the style he has.
Yeah, I'm like,
it would make sense.
It would. That he certainly would look like a player that would have wrist
Yes,
issues.
Yes. And he has very like skinny hands and wrists and
Yeah.
arms too, which I don't know if that counts towards it. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on this.
Well, I'll do it because I am a doctor, just to be clear.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is all medical advice. No, but I mean, you can also protect a little bit of the tendons in your hands by having some muscle built up around it. You know, like people that have back problems a lot of times.
Why all the Chad Protoss players never hurt their wrists?
It's like for some people that have some back problems, a lot of times they want some muscle built up to cushion around the spine.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
You know?
Actually, I pulled my back actually the other day. I like fell up a flight of stairs that had one stair that was a different height, and it pulled my back. It's fine now. It only took like a day to heal, so I don't think it was mental because I actually never feel regret anyways. But yeah. That's building up the muscle there definitely helps.
Kind of a
that was weird.
Poor engagement there. You don't normally see Hellions try to fight a comp like that.
If there's no Cyclone there, then they kill the tank, right?
Yeah, that's great.
But the
but
Cyclone comes up.
You have to kind of assume there's something else there, right? I mean, you're both producing out of roughly the same number of structures at this point in time in the game. ByuN's taken his third base. Where there's two more factories coming down here from Bunny. So we're seeing two very different branches in decision making.
I like the auto turret harassment that ByuN has been doing here. He's doing a great job, really. Look at that. 4 SCVs.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah. Now, Bunny is actually going into mech, which is very exciting. I feel like we don't see Bunny go mech very often at all. He's really filling out his play quite a bit more. I've never liked his bio tank in TVT personally. Never really been a Bunny TVT fan, and that might just be partially because, you know, in Korea we have like just a ridiculous lineup of Terrans.
Yeah.
So like if you're not bringing something special to the table in TVT, you're really screwed going up against TY, Maru, Gumiho, Innovation, ByuN, you know. By the way, Gumiho back.
Yeah, he
so
just tweeted about that.
Thanks to Sidestorm for picking him up again. So sick. Can't wait to have him in GSL. The based Gumi God.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. We're going to have more and more players come back from their military service.
Yeah.
And we'll have a couple of our players probably go the next year or two.
Yeah, oh, for sure. We've already had some, right? TY's gone, Stats is gone.
Right.
Zest is going soon. But you know what? It's like kind of like trading cards almost. I'm like, you know what? I will give you my Zest card for that Gumiho. Yes, I will do that.
This is the best edition of GSL, the one that didn't have the Zest card, but instead had the Gumiho card.
As much as I like Zest, yeah, let's get some of that weird mech stuff back.
Yeah, let's start watching Cyclones roam around the map again. Now, obviously, ByuN gets more opportunities to attack in first, but a meching player wants to just basically sit back and deflect. I mean, I see a rotation here with the tanks and Marines, but it couldn't be more obvious what the intentions here of ByuN are. I think Bunny just blocks this and continues to develop. But map control will go to ByuN.
Yeah, he's got 3 Ravens, so that's dangerous, right? Like you gotta really account for that. We can have a lot of auto turrets popping out. We can have a lot of disables as well. So Bunny, I think, should take this very, very slowly. And honestly, this is like a good strategy against ByuN in so many ways. First off, ByuN doesn't, like, he's a bio guy, you know?
Yeah.
He's Mr. Bio. Like, he's not, you don't think of games of his where he goes mech. You don't think of games of his even where he goes into Sky Terran against mech. He generally just goes heavy, heavy bio and tries to finish with that. And honestly, like, anything that makes the game longer or the series longer against him is strong as well because of his wrist issues.
Oh, that's kind of a funny tactic there to fly in like that. Is he not stuck over here, though?
Yeah, I think he is, Stasis.
Okay. This is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, Bunny's just gonna
more Vikings.
Well, he just comes in here and pins him.
Yeah.
And this is a huge loss right now for ByuN.
Yeah, he got some SCVs, but does that matter? It's still 60 workers.
Well, I mean, losing the Vikings, now you are never going to be able to peek first. And air versus air.
Yeah.
With siege tanks on the ground. I'm not saying it's over for ByuN, but I think definitely a questionable move.
Yeah, ByuN right now really exploding his economy. He's taken a 4th base. It's not done yet, but 75 workers are out. He's continued to produce. 7 bio units at a time. Medevac still being made. Yeah, see, this is very ByuN, right? A lot of times people will actually be like, okay, let's add another starport. Let's get our Viking count up.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? We need more medevacs. They heal bio units. So he's going to have to try to keep this contained for as long as he can and then start breaking positions. Because if Bunny just sits on 3 base, you can't break him. That's not going to happen. And that scan was sick because he sees 3 racks added.
Yeah, it's very clear what the plans here of ByuN are when you see that.
Yeah, and you have to check because one of the strongest things you can do in ByuN's position is add a bunch of starports and go into Viking Raven and then into Battlecruiser or Liberator sometimes. But yeah, very good check there by Bunny. Feels like he really does know what he's doing here.
Now, this is two styles basically as old as StarCraft 2, the bio player and tanks versus the meching player. The bio player always gets more expansions up earlier, gets control of the map earlier, but the mech player will come out with a stronger army. And a lot of times the bio, damn, that's a nice little snipe there. Yeah, and this is not enough tanks to actually cover this. This is a big loss for Bunny.
Yeah, Bunny doesn't really search the area, and now he's
not
maybe going to lose the CC as well.
No.
Oh,
that was insane. That was the craziest save I've ever seen.
Dude.
That was like, that had 1 red square for so long. Uh-oh. Disabling these tanks.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was some sick disables right there. And the Hellbat's going to march forward, kill them off. But Bio stimming and rushing in here.
Yeah, but a lot of tanks lost. This is going to be a lot of push potential here for Bunny. Bunny taking his 4th and macroing up. He's probably going to have some more opportunities now on the map to move out.
Yeah, I really like Bunny's position right here. I think if he continues down this road, it's going to bode very well for him. Now, huge medevac drop going forward. He does have tanks ready for that. He's flying like right over these sensor towers. So it's a little bit tough to actually make this work out for ByuN. We still see ByuN producing 1 tank at a time and 2 medevacs at a time. And that's kind of like what we're watching here if he's going to switch it all. That was a funny land.
That actually wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be much worse, but basically Bunny now is pushing, and I just don't know, with the tank count being reduced so heavily, I do not know if ByuN is going to have any means to really stop this. Especially with these Liberators set up over here.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to those Vikings that were killed off earlier, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's no...
Like 3-4 Ravens plus all your Vikings.
Yeah.
How are you going to hold stuff like this back?
Oh, this is so sloppy, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, he's going to hit this base. There's a counterattack inbound here with some infantry. Can these tanks siege up in time? And is there even enough if that happens?
Hellbat's morphing as well for that tankiness.
Oh, beautiful hold here by Bunny. Bunny's looking to be in excellent shape right now. The planetary is destroyed. ByuN has been knocked down to 4 bases, evening up the economic situation, but the unit comp here for Bunny is so strong.
Yeah, Bunny is definitely in a dominating position right now. ByuN still has a lot of supply. He still has a good economy, has good upgrades and whatnot. But you're kind of looking for Bunny to mismaneuver somewhere, basically. Because you look at the numbers of siege tanks that he's sieging, and you're not... Well, I mean, if he runs up like this is a great opportunity to kill his whole army. It's like 7 siege tanks unsieging and running into Marauder siege tank is not... That's not the move.
Yeah, that was quite a twist there. But I think Bunny's okay.
Yeah,
but that was a huge loss. I mean, 7 tanks is quite a bit, but you can see we already have 7 more tanks over here. And if you can just get into the position, siege up before they get there to stop you, that's kind of all you need to do. And, you know, okay, hold on. He's going to try to come in here from above.
Oh, this is a huge... Oh, he's got to do it. I feel like he lost his moment there, but actually stimming and getting on top of these siege tanks.
Well,
he's still trading pretty damn well.
Yeah, the problem is that reinforcements can come down here.
Yeah, I think he's still going to be able to clear this.
Yeah, the Viking land was beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, but ByuN's supply, going very, very far down. Gosh, it's been messy for a little bit now. I think the openings were a lot better for these guys, but Bunny just throwing tanks after tanks after tanks away. ByuN, though, has taken a lot of damage. It's very hard to actually trade for all this stuff.
So, I mean, where do we go from here? It seems like ByuN is surviving. I don't know if he's getting into a position to be really winning here. Bunny's continued to grow. There's going to be another attack out over here, and I think Bunny just kind of smartly regroups. That planetary that was taken at the, or wiped out, I should say, in the upper right of ByuN's territory has been reclaimed. But it just seems like Bunny is itching to push out again.
Yeah, it seems that way. I think he really needs to just sit and max out, though. Like,
yeah, you might be right.
It's not like after you lose 3 armies of tanks, you need to hit a 170 supply timing push. That's not like a thing at all.
Right.
So, and his army scales so much better than ByuN's that it's not even close.
Yeah.
So I think, like, pushing more quickly just does not make sense.
Now, what about this attack up here? I don't really quite see what's here. There are tanks, and this was pushed over. By the way, 3-3 is done here. So
yeah, I think this type of move from ByuN is what he needs to do.
Yeah,
because he's definitely, it's still kind of a hard place, but he needs to make moves like that. He needs to trade out and, you know, just keep the pressure on the mech player.
Yeah, I agree.
Dive bombs into the main base here. Looks like that'll be cleared out very quickly, though.
Yeah, and cleaned up with ease. Another attack comes in. Is this base defended?
They're going to try to drop here on top of Bunny's mech units. Another group of armies stimming forward.
As Thor is still alive, finally picked off. But ultimately, this is basically chased away, a fairly unimpactful engagement. Keep in mind, behind all this, Bunny is actually maxed out. And can continue to now counterattack here.
Oh, kind of a funny flank right there, doing it by accident, some bad paddling from ByuN.
Right.
Has to back up.
And Bunny is very serious about denying this bottom base here.
I'm going to go ahead and remove these rocks so that he actually can't regroup a little bit. Putting a scan down, seeing what's what. Does he have to break this, or can he counter? He thinks he can counter, and actually Bunny starts to turn around a little bit. Oh, is this going to work?
And, I mean, I don't know, man. He's trying to make something happen here, but
yeah.
I worry that this is just kind of, it's being sent off to die.
Yes.
You know, like it's buying a little bit of time, but you're losing medevacs, you're losing units in the process, and eventually there will be a moment where Bunny can come in here and actually attack out.
Yeah, ByuN's army supply is getting very, very low at this point.
Yeah, I do feel like Bunny's played just an overall better game here, and, you know, we're seeing that The only thing that ByuN can really rely on is the features of infantry, is that they're more nimble, and so you can kind of counterattack and attack maybe where they're not. But the army is literally just better here for Bunny.
Mac just so cost efficient. And
right.
He's showing that over and over and over. ByuN having to run away from that base
now,
once
this
again.
is kind of an insane attack over here. I don't see anything to
defend. Does he even have a medevac?
Oh, well, there's tanks here, but I mean, this certainly isn't going to be enough.
This is his move. Like, this is the chance for ByuN to make something happen. A true base trade he's forcing now. And Bio actually does reasonably well in base trades like this, right? Like, he's powering down the buildings so quickly. Takes a while for mech to get up, and you can whittle mech down a little bit better. So, a huge liftoff here from Bunny. Like, I think this was the best move ByuN could have done at that moment, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
And look, he's going to end up clearing this, I think, just barely. And where's the production from Bunny now? It's flying to the middle of the map.
Oh, but these siege tank shots, 2 or 3 more shots like that, and that army gets wiped out.
Ooh, maybe he's not going to break out of that. Okay, stimming forward to take out the units that came up to clear.
This is a little bit too spread out. He's being a little bit too sloppy with this. There's one medevac. Is that literally it over here?
Yes, yes.
GG. Bunny takes the game.
Not a bad idea from ByuN at the end, but yeah, there was some sloppiness there, and I think that Bunny has maybe made a good choice here. I think if he goes mech 3 times, he's probably favored because, like I said there with ByuN, and like you saw, he doesn't really go into Sky Terran. He wants to kill you with Marine Marauder.
Yeah.
And against most players in the world, he can do that, but when you hit a certain level, you do need to have that flexibility to go into Sky Terran.
They're just not going to let you in there.
Yeah.
They're not going to be having any of that. We're going to go to Lightshade now. Again, Rogue awaits the victor of this best of 3. Bunny winning with his mech as ByuN tried his best with the bio play. Will ByuN play the same as he did in game 1? I think probably, yeah. We'll see if Bunny goes for mech again. I think Bunny's pretty well-versed in all the different styles of TVT, but certainly the mech style worked for him in that last game. He may be doing it again here as well.
Shopify Rebellion. ByuN. Team NV. Bunny.
See what these guys want to go with strategically here.
It seems like the shape of this map could allow a bio player to maybe attack a mech player in a couple different spots. The third base is a little bit more out in the open. You know, that previous map, it's like...
Romanticide's good for mech. You're definitely right about that.
You get this little triangle on your side, and they really can't get in there.
Yeah.
There's minerals that the defending side would have to mine through to open up a counterattack spot. So it's like, you just don't have a lot to work with, you know. I mean, infantry want a lot of different areas they can hit, and mech wants a lot of places, or not a lot of places they have to defend. And I mean,
closed areas. You know,
ByuN rather went with his style that he's kind of known for, but we've seen him do this in years past, where he'll like do something that just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense on the map. Like, it looks like ByuN, like a ByuN opener for sure, but he's not really playing with the geography on the map in any kind of way that's going to help him.
Yeah. He always tries to force his way through with how he wants to play.
Yeah.
He's a very artistic player in that way. But, I mean, to his detriment sometimes. Now, that being said, I do think he's filled out a lot. I've said that a few times. And, but, I mean, you have to... When he threw away the Ravens, he threw away the Vikings, you're kind of like... That's one of your trump cards, where if your opponent gets out of position at all, you disable 3 tanks and run in, and suddenly they're down a base, and you're like way ahead.
Yeah.
But he's like throwing down for auto turret harassment. Bunny just took it slow. It's like, well, you're killing his workers, that's fine. You lost all your air army. He's going to take it a bit slower.
Now, I got to point it out. You know, ByuN loses that game. Let's say he's destined to win this series. Time is not on his side, because the longer he plays, the more likely his wrist pains are going to come back in. And it's always seemed like, am I wrong about this? But every time we've ever casted a ByuN game in the last couple seasons, he's always had a pause.
At least once a night.
In the day. Yeah, in the evening.
Yeah.
Like in a given GSL broadcast, like this one we're doing here. Yeah, and so I just want to point out, like, let's say he wins here and then loses the next one and then wins in the loser's match, we may have that pause coming in here. And again, that pain in the wrist is going to inhibit your ability to play fast or to play well at all even.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast, man. So he actually comes in,
nice
denies
harass.
some mining, yeah, and gets out.
I liked it. I liked it.
And basically doesn't take any real punishes. I mean, the Reapers can heal up.
Raven on the way here for Bunny. Still hasn't decided which tech route he wants to go down. He has taken a third gas, which makes me think that it's likely that it's going to be mech.
Command center upgrade complete.
Now, we're about to get to that part of the game where the branches start to actually come out. You know, more factories or more barracks, and we're waiting to kind of confirm that. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say ByuN's going to go for that. The Ravens, I don't feel like that's much of a giveaway for tech.
Raven, no.
It's a stylistic
Both
thing.
sides. I mean, it's just such a good unit in the early game.
Right.
Harassment, defense. It's got everything.
It does seem like we don't have that many more two-base Raven tank Marine pushes like we used to. There was a period where that was like happening every game.
Yeah, especially when Disable was a little bit cheaper.
Right.
That was insane when Disable was like 50. My God. I think it's better now at the higher cost. All right, we still do not see the choice here from Bunny, but it's really leaning towards mech right now. He's taking his fourth gas, so yeah, I'm going to call it. That's going to be mech from Bunny.
Yeah, this is the moment we were waiting to build this up. We see ByuN's 2 more barracks coming down, and oh, never
Bunny
mind.
starts
He's
stim, never mind.
Bunny gets stim. Yep.
Okay.
No, I thought same thing as you, man. I thought that fourth gas and no buildings out just yet, and we are going to have a mech game. So this is going to be Bio v Bio.
He still hasn't added any more barracks, though. I feel weird.
It's coming.
This.
It's got to be. Unless he gets stim.
He might just get. He has a decent amount of Marines. Maybe he just gets stim and goes smack. Maybe he waits for a scan.
Oh, you mean
right?
it's almost like you
could be a mind game.
Yeah, you show this kind of tech, and that I mean, when you see stim, you go, okay, well this is a bio game, but then he actually just throws down a bunch of factories.
Yeah,
and
could be.
Maybe, man, that would be.
Because then you're more Marine heavy and stuff, and I guess we'll see. He still hasn't thrown down more production, so even though he's getting stim, shenanigans. Till we see some more production facilities.
Third command center here. Looks like he's going to win this air fight. The Viking might not be able to get away. Stim is going to finish first here for ByuN, so he might be able to lash back at this. Getting that tank, pretty big deal. Another rotation here. Now, again, remember, Bunny is expanding as he's doing this, so he's basically denying any economy play here from ByuN, and he's going to start shelling the barracks up here. And this is one of these maps where you can do stuff like this, and this is a pretty big interruption. In fact, you can even start to hit over here. The barracks might even be killed off if he doesn't do something quickly. The counterattack's inbound, but I don't see a bunch of rallied units here from Bunny going across the map. So we don't have it on camera yet, but there should be something here to defend.
Yeah, this is I mean, ByuN's army out there could do some damage.
Now,
it's funny, he finally is committing to making bio, but not like he started his extra command center even first. So he's going to be late on having a big army, that's for sure. And maybe he pays for it here. Let's see, the auto turrets are going down.
Yeah, the auto turrets are actually the saving grace here. And keep in mind, okay, he beat me to it. I was going to say, there's a lot of Vikings here. You know, if you don't respect the range the Vikings have, you're just going to lose medevacs.
That's painful.
And this is 1 or 2 more mistakes from ByuN away from being GG.
I think you're right.
I mean, I think he's going to clean out the third. There's just not a lot of Marines. My God, he's almost going to lose this other medevac. Disable on these tanks. Denial on the heel. The Vikings land to shut down the fight.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to easily clean this up.
Yeah, this game's over. Bunny with just a masterful early game TVT, won on like 6 different levels.
That was sick.
You know, from denying the expansion while taking his own base, from forcing the barracks to lift off, disabling the tanks, killing the medevacs, you name it, Bunny did it. And
very well done by Bunny.
That is just a pronounced 2-0.
Yeah, he went like 8 Vikings, like 2-3 Ravens. He got stim off of 1 barracks Marines.
I love the auto turrets thrown down when the Bunny tried to do the surround. I mean, auto turrets, you're always better off not fighting them if you can.
Yeah.
And especially against Marines, I mean, they just get mowed down so quickly, and the auto targeting isn't going to do you any favors there either. Now,
really
Bunny,
awesome play from Bunny.
Bunny goes on against Rogue now.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. It's great to see him grow now. I honestly thought it was never going to happen because he was around for so long, but he is looking better and better.
We have a short break. We come back, Rogue vs. Bunny, for the winner's match to find out who goes on first to the round of 8.